what was it? The old style Trek in space.
Oh, in 47 or something like that. The 37, 47.
The 37s. Yes, there you go. 37s. Thank you. That's it. Earhart.
Amelia Earhart. Yep.
Correct, sir.
That was a good episode, though.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Has that happened yet?
Well,
I think so. I think it's beginning of. I think it's the first episode of season 3.
Yeah. It's first episode of season 2. So the episode happened, but you guys don't know about it yet.
Right. That's hilarious. Let's see. Oh man, I need to figure out what stardate we're at.
Okay, everybody starts usually with 1 determination, so I'll just mark that. Do the so okay, stress, talents. Oh, still one more thing. Okay. Almost got everything copied and pasted.
Yeah, and then your weapons are definitely going to need to be adjusted for the Roll20 sheet, so I'll take care of that once you get the weapons in.
Okay, I think the only thing they gave me was Phaser 2.
Right. And so the question is, are you able to join the game on as a regular or just to fill in for today?
As far as Thursdays, it's perfect, so I could be whatever.
All right, cool. So if it's okay with the captain, I think you could be the engineer.
Veteran. Yep, because as long as we all don't hate each other, I am totally free on Thursdays. I mean, I always leave it as a possibility that, yeah, everybody could just hate each other, start cussing each other out, like, fuck you, man.
And the only other thing I'm not sure about is the rank. I don't know if there would be a need for 2 commanders.
I think I just chose commander because I was a veteran, and it just seemed appropriate for it to be commander for being older, but it doesn't have to be.
I've kind of had a standing thing where I only wanted 1 commander.
All right, so LT it is.
Yeah, well, we could make him a lieutenant commander.
Yeah, I mean Starell's a lieutenant commander.
Yeah, I think a lieutenant commander would be fine.
2 pips and an unfilled third.
Yep.
There's always tomorrow, though. You could be a commander in the future.
Yep.
Okay, so let me go pause on the character sheet for a second and go change my name over here. LT Commander Care or Kerr. Well, that's going to be a funny little thing. We'll get to that later.
Oh boy.
Okay, there we go. Lieutenant Commander. There you go. That's fixed.
And it looks like we're still waiting on the medical officer, but I think I'm going to end up having to replace both medical officers next week. Which will be fine because I could do that after the fleet action.
Okay, changes that.
Because we're going to continue with the standing order not to get injured then.
Oh boy.
I will kick you out of Starfleet if you get killed.
Oops.
I
wonder we don't have... that's probably what happened to our last engineer.
I went back there, saw him dead, and he had a court-martial the next day.
It's what you get for dying.
Can't be a proper Starfleet officer and dead at the same time.
This will be a 2.
Oh man.
All right, so whatever the number they have you put in, subtract that by your security score.
Ah, I see. So unarmed strike is 2. Security is 1.
So because like if you see the little thing next to unarmed strike, like next to the number, it has like a little Starfleet thingy.
Yeah, that's the button to roll the dice.
Yeah, if you hover over that, it says security plus weapon damage, but the sheet combines them on there, so you just have to adjust it for that.
Got you. Okay, so since my security is a 1, this will be a 1, and my security for my phaser is a 4 minus 1 is a 3. Okay, good deal.
Yep.
Excellent. Phaser.
And yeah, that takes care of that.
2 qualities of charge. It kicked me out of roll 20. Fucker. All right, launch the game again. Man. Don't mess with me, man. See how much actually stuck. Okay, good. All right. And then charge. That's the part I didn't get in there. Charge. Charge it like the Flintstones. Charge it. Now, my only question, though. Okay, my only question is usually, yeah, the Starfleet symbol is usually what you use to roll the dice, right? But my question is then why do they have a button for melee and range? Does that change?
No, that does nothing and it's pointless.
Okay, because I see that it's a setting. It's I guess you choose which one you want and then click it. But you're right. If it's not adding or doing anything,
Yeah, I don't know if maybe they're trying to write a script in the future, but for now it's pointless.
gotcha. Because I guess I imagine like if you click one of them, then whatever effect. But you're right. If there could be a different effect for melee and a different effect for range, so you're right. They would have to split that out for any code to work. Huh? Interesting. Oh, equipment. That's what I forgot to write down. Uniform, communicator, comms, communicator, and tricorder. Okay, now we have everything. Injuries. Okay. And like I was saying to somebody the other day or yesterday or something like that is I love the character sheet generator thing. It's awesome. But part of me, as I was going through the life path and made all the choices, and then I hit for it to put on PDF, I expected like all my story to be on the PDF. And I was like, oh, wait, okay, now I got to go back and rewrite why I made all those choices. So that's the part I still kind of have to do is just go back through and rewrite down which happened at what part of my career and life and all of that. So,
Right. Yeah, that won't be too much of a problem, though.
but for the most part, it's in my head. I can give basic answers like, oh, that was my first job. Nope, that was later on. That type of answer, yeah. Or the last answer from a Tillerite, it's none of your business. You can't prove it anyway. There we go. All right, all done.
All right, and I think we're just waiting on the chief, and I think we're good.
Edit. I could find a Tillerite picture. You know, while we're waiting, let's go see if we can find a Tillerite image to drop in for the fun of it.
Oh boy.
Image. Oh, we're definitely not going back to the Kirk series. That's when their eyes look all funny.
Try the Enterprise series.
Oh, that's right. Let's go. Enterprise. Yeah, you're right. There are a lot better images there. Let's see. Oh, there's Shrin, but that's an Andorian. We don't want him. It's always the same guy. They've used him like 50 million times. Okay, I ain't that old, but that's a good picture though. Yeah, and that's back from the Kirk series, so we're definitely going to avoid those. I think it's back with one of these guys.
Well, your guy actually has a pretty good medicine skill.
Oh yeah, there's reason for that. That's all tied into a part of the career path when I had the two choices of things. One was the meeting up with the alien encounter for some reason, and so from that encounter, I learned the bioneural circuitry stuff as to why it's on Voyager. I might have worked on it before Voyager ever left, but I'm specialized in that. Which making that though, the xenobiology and stuff from that kind of comes all around that part of it. And then it's like my story is not that I specifically created the bioneural packs, of course not, no, but I was one of the 3 or 4 people that did it before I went on a starship.
Cool.
And so that's probably my anger too. It's like I put it on Voyager and then the bitch disappeared. How can I know what happens with my stuff if it's gone? So now I'm wanting to put it on your ship if you don't already have it. So that'll be my first talk with the captain. No, I'm not talking those. I'm talking about the upgrade versions. The good ones, not the ones. Okay, never mind.
I mean, the ensign can direct you on how to submit requests related to updated gear.
Exactly.
Ouch.
I'm like, but then I'll turn around. Well, if you don't want your storage facility to be all up standard to the rest of the stuff that we put on Voyager, then I'm sorry. That's,
You just gotta put it in writing so I can sell it to the GM.
Right. You got the hand-me-downs. That's when I'll be like, that's when I go into engineering. I'll be like, oh, you got these antiquated bioelectric packs. You don't have the new ones. I'll have to upgrade those soon. Sorry, Captain. We'll get to it.
Right.
I'll make it sound like that. I'll make it like, and everybody in the engineering will be like, you son of a bitch.
All right. Has the chief joined us?
Yeah.
Aye.
Technically yet, no. Well, that's a good question because I don't even know if I'm on the ship yet. Or
No, I meant the chief petty officer.
Oh, the other one. Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, not a problem, man. Okay, so if everyone is ready to go, I believe we will start with El Capitan reading the log.
There's a Tellarite. Found him. Good.
Stardate 53-189.3. We've finally made Narendra. We're going to have to come in for some pretty intense repairs on this one. The ship is beaten up really bad after our combat with the crystalline ships. I am sad to report that my chief engineer has died while in engineering.
Wait, what? Wait, hold up.
Nope, not you. Let him finish.
I'm not starting on this ship then. No,
Commander McCullen was killed by a blown plasma conduit. Hardly a fitting way for an officer who served so long to go. And I do find as captain that I have still not gotten used to losing crew members. End captain's log.
All right, so the crew and the Imjin have arrived at Narendra Station, and most of the crew is trying tirelessly to get the ship repaired and back out in the fight. And you guys are trying to do this very quickly, so you're all pulling like triple shifts, trying to get the damage repaired, trying to get many of the systems that were damaged back online. So yeah, if there's any role playing you guys would like to do while repairing the ship, by all means, now would be the time. If there's anything you guys want to do as characters, now would be a perfect time.
If the commander's not busy, I'd like to place us in engineering, reviewing what's going on.
And
What
so you guys
damage?
you guys get down to engineering, and you see one of the station's personnel, Lieutenant Commander Kerr, is directing the repairs from engineering in the absence of your old chief engineer.
Lieutenant Commander,
Yes, sir.
you do seem to be doing a very fine job here getting us underway.
You see that he's about to go into a Tellarite rant about everything that's wrong to make, like to give you the list, but then you can see him pause for a second. He's like, it's going as well as it can for the damage, sir, but it should be done soon. The amount of damage I suspect will be about 2 days.
Less than a day, I should say.
Okay, well then there we go. Exactly. I'll state something and then the GM will state the actual, less than a day. We have enough people on the here at the station to help get your ship back into order, so we should have you back out there as soon as possible.
Well, Commander Prax, what do you think of our engineer here?
Yeah, I read an old manual from somebody named Scotty. They say you just make up the time, but then do it faster. And so you see, yeah, we're ahead. It's working good. And then he kind of makes a weird face that supposedly be like sarcastic smile, but for a Tellarite, it looks weird. That's when he's like, oh. He just kind of like looks over at the engine for a second and then kind of looks back. Work is going well, sir.
Well, Commander.
And then at that moment, he might start yelling at a couple of ensigns and other, not ensigns, but engineers that are warrant officer types, right? That are just regular stationed. And it's like you go to talk to him about something, but he immediately interrupts you and totally forgot that he was talking to you as he goes to yell at them about what's not working to get it right, and then turns back to you. Yes, sir.
I do have a spot available on my ship for a chief engineer. If you're not so tied down to this station, you seem to be very capable.
Ah, yes. My initial placement was supposed to be on a starship, but something happened. I've been on this station now for at least 6 months. So thank you for not making it a year.
Well, between you and me, Lieutenant Commander, stations are where careers go to die. I will rescue you from this one if you will come serve aboard my ship.
Excellent. As soon as I have all the scheduled repairs finished, I will request from the station some. Sorry, out of order, out of character. It's more that he'll go to whoever his supervisor is to make sure that the orders are put through, whether it be you're putting them through or through them. But he still has to go to his supervisor to receive them, kind of thing. So I guess he'll say once he gets his orders from his supervisor of the transfer, he'll start moving apartments. Because you have big rooms on that ship, don't you?
No, it's a pretty small ship.
I mean, I have all these extra parts and pieces, and
You have
and then
your-
he digresses. I need space.
Commander Prax, would you put in the necessary paperwork and stamp my name on it? If you have anything else Commander, I will be in my ready room. Notify me when the repairs are finished. I'm gonna walk to my ready room.
Absolutely. And when he sees he's kind of been dismissed without being dismissed, he just starts going back with his crew working on the engines and delegating this and that. And then once he starts finding out that whatever team because he's right now like managing all of this from the Starship's engineering lab section, and as he's going through, and that's when he like freaks out. You hear him freak out all of a sudden. He was like, nope, don't touch anything. I will transport to the ship immediately. Oh my God. And then you see him storming off towards some transporter somewhere.
Cool. So is there anything else anyone would like to do on the ship, on the station?
Ensign Michelson, what would he be doing around this time?
So because of the extensive repairs to the ship, it's pretty much like an all hands on deck situation. So you're probably helping out engineering, try to get like the engines fixed up or something like that.
Oh, so
Okay.
he's coming to cuss you out. Okay, now we know. Good deal. Excellent.
Yeah. What system are we in again?
You guys are basically docked at Narenda Station right now.
Shackleton Expanse.
Okay.
Good deal.
Because yeah, you guys took, I believe, a total of 10 breaches last episode.
Oh shit.
It was a pretty high number.
Same with structure.
Yeah.
Wow, and
Yeah.
you're saying that all this repair is going to be done in less than a day?
Oh, you guys
I have
are
a freaking good station crew here. I don't know. I might not want to leave.
as I mentioned, it's all hands on deck.
Right. No, I just messed with you. It's just like I'm looking at the random station like, wow, we got some good automated shit going on here. This is cool.
Okay, so Ensign Michelson is going to be like messing with something in engineering. And yes, he's doing his job, but his mind is elsewhere. And if the lieutenant commander is on his way hearing that he's messing up, this is just what Ensign Michelson's doing. He's just trying to do his job and fix it. But his
Right,
mind is elsewhere.
So you'll hear me come into the engineering. Get your hands off the dilithium crystals. Walk away from engineering. There's plenty enough to do. I'll take care of it. Nice to meet you. I'll work with you soon. We'll talk later. But for now, get out. just go. And you just gotta wait.
Yes, Commander.
And then that'll be the moment where he kind of like looks around the engine room like, oh, this is gonna be cool. This is where I'll be for a while. And he kind of like sucks it in for maybe like 4 seconds, where time seems to stop, but it doesn't. That just 3-4 seconds where it's like time stops for a second. He's like, oh, this is home. And then it all ends, of course, as he runs over the dilithium crystals because he thinks they're about to explode. They're probably not. Everything's probably fine. But he's, it wasn't perfect the way he feels it should be, whatever. So, especially dilithium crystals and their importance.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely fine.
See. Thanks.
So anyone else want to do anything? Strel, Chief?
The Torque is in the middle of just helping coordinate coordinate response teams for damages for the breaches and stuff, and working on small repairs on the bridge currently.
Cool.
That's funny. With the 3 and the 4, it's like I walk over to dilithium crystals. I'm like, wait, they're sitting in here perfectly. What were you doing in the time I was running over here? Now you get it together. But you're already down the hall and gone. He's like, damn it, it's okay, whatever. It's like...
Okay, so since we're at the station, is there any way Stroll can get on board a supply of personal shield devices?
Hmm.
I feel like I would have to know about that.
I mean, it's kind of like the security officer doing his job. I mean, like how tight is the captain for like supplies?
I'm suggesting that if you ask me, like it could be arranged.
Okay.
Like they could be fabricated if I ask for them, but I don't know if you can ask for them and they'd be fabricated. You have to, I guess that's up to Ed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, how is it handled in the game?
So something like that. I would say you guys could probably have them on board the ship at any point, except I probably would put an escalation cost with personal shield devices.
I think there is one already.
Is there?
Yeah, I think it's pretty high actually. It's higher than like
Higher than a phase
grenades,
rifle?
I think.
Damn.
Yeah, so they're an escalation too. So like you guys could definitely have them and probably make them with the replicators on board the ship. It's just it'll be an escalation 2 per character using it.
Okay.
So requisition accepted.
Okay, sweet. So, yeah, so we can just like have them on board the ship.
Yeah, probably in like the armory where you keep the most of the weapons.
Okay, so and if like shit's hitting the fan,
Yeah,
before we die anyway. So
right. Yeah, so like you'd just say I'm gonna equip myself and the rest of whatever security team, and then I would get escalation for each person using it.
okay, cool.
So like if it's just you, I'd just get 2 threat. If it's 4 people, I would get 8 threat. And because you know you're escalating a situation, we're walking around with these shielding devices on there.
Yep, that's it. Like I just saw that it was a thing, and I was like, oh, well, that would have been handy when I got my chest almost blown in half.
Right. All right. So if nothing else, we'll go ahead and jump to the captain in the ready room. Captain, you hear the door chime on your ready room.
Enter.
And enter, and the Admiral Heppert walks in the ready
Hi.
room and takes a seat at your desk.
As she's coming in, I stand up to attention and then sit down when she sits down.
Captain, how is your ship's repairs coming along?
Pretty well. I'm very keen to take the engineer that's overseeing things right now because he's done such a good job. He's telling me a day and a half, but he's also at the same time told me that he likes to pad his estimates, so we'll have to see. Maybe sooner.
I did say that out loud, didn't I? Okay, good.
Well, Captain, seeing as though you lost your chief engineer, I will go ahead and approve the transfer request. But that's not why I'm here, however. So the Kismet, along with the Klingons, have been sent out on a mission, and currently they have those crystal ships distracted. Now would be the perfect time to try and learn as much about those crystals and their ships and weapons as possible.
Yes, Admiral. When we encountered them last, their hostile intentions were quite clear, and I had no chance but to engage with them since I was on a mission to save the lives of other officers. But now that I'm no longer attempting to save other officers, should I be intent on engaging them, or is this more diplomatic?
Well, Captain, I have a thought on that. That nebula you talked about in your reports, it seemed to hide your ship from their sensors. Is that correct?
It seems rather completely.
I thought as much. So here's what I want you to do, Captain. I want you to take the Imjin back to that nebula. I want you to use it to mask your ship and try to get as much information about those crystal ships as you can. Then I want you to report your findings to me so that we can start to formulate some kind of defense against these guys. They have just been they seem to have just be making fools of our defensive systems, and we need to stop them.
Yes, Admiral. I think their ships don't seem that advanced. It seems numbers are what's getting us. That's why I've requested reinforcements when we were sent out last time.
Right. Unfortunately, with the Federation still cleaning up from the Dominion War, reinforcements are not going to be a thing. We have to make do with our 3 ships we have here.
3 ships.
The Klingons.
Oh, okay. Understood, Admiral. We will depart as soon as the ship is made ready.
Good to hear, Captain. I know this sounds like a fool's errand, but I think that nebula will give us the edge we need.
Yes, Admiral. Your orders will be carried out. It's not for my place to label anything a fool's errand.
There's coffee in that nebula.
Well, Captain, I wish you luck, and report to me as soon as you find out any information about those ships. And the Admiral turns and walks out of the ready room.
I'm gonna comm badge to the engineer.
Ouch.
Lieutenant Commander,
Sorry, I had my headset off for a second. So which lieutenant commander are you talking to?
you.
Me. Gotcha. Okay. Yes, sir. I'll hit my comm badge. I'm still right now on the ship. I haven't gone back over to lab, so I'll actually answer very quickly. Yes, Captain.
Report to the commander when the ship is made ready.
Yes, sir. And then that's when you maybe no, because the communicators would really be good, so they would cut it off when you hear something to the effect of "I have an appointment now, hurry up!" as I yell to everybody in the engineering.
All right, so is there anything else anyone would like to do before we make the ship fixed?
Do we need to have a funeral for our commander?
Meh.
Does he deserve it?
Meh.
And we'll just shoot him out the torpedo tubes at the enemy.
It's like we intended to have a funeral, but we forgot his torpedo in the tube when we go into battle next. We forgot to.
We could just assume that they have some type of Irish ceremony on whatever planet he's from, and his body was taken as soon as you docked.
I'll just use him as body armor.
Damn it.
I'm sorry, security
not
officer. I have no idea why that torpedo didn't explode. I have to research into that for you and get you an answer quickly. But I think there was a body inside. Not sure. But I just got on this ship an hour ago, so you know.
The captain has nothing further.
All right.
Yeah, and me, since I'm coming from the other station to this one, it's just other than me moving my stuff from one room to the now onto the ship, I don't really have any other now except now the commander would, but that's when the ship is fixed.
Cool. So yeah, if no one has anything else, Lieutenant Commander Kerr gets the ship repaired in record time for the amount of damage that was done, and it's in serviceable condition.
Excellent. And I even make sure to get the right color paint.
Are you sure we want the right color paint? I mean, some mismatched paint builds character.
We will definitely ask I will ask the commander in our next briefing so that he could ask the captain. Chain of command. But so once I will get on comms and let the captain know that the ship is ready to go, but at the same time I will kind of, not that the captain needs to know specifically, but I'll be like, hey, the ship is fixed, and now that it's done, I'll be meeting with the commander like ordered, and then I'll just say engineer out, and then ask the ship, where is the commander? Excellent. And then head towards the turbo lifts. Bridge, please.
And you are whisked away to the bridge.
And since there's a lot of people who are going to be doing things now that the ship is fixed, I will pause. I'm one of those that I know let everybody to do stuff before unless there's nothing.
I think we're waiting on you to inform the commander.
Nothing? Okay, so I guess it's me then. So yeah, I will show up on the bridge. Again, take a pause and look around the bridge for 2 seconds, like, oh, all right. If it stays together, this will be nice. And maybe I might say that a little bit out loud, like, if it stays like this, it'll be cool. And then look around for the commander, looking for the pips.
I'm assuming the commander's seated at his chair, or if not, the captain's chair.
Captain's chair. Absolutely. Commander, Lieutenant Commander Kerr reports as ordered. It is, sir. I have informed the captain. Well, there was this thing between me and the ambassador on Errand station, but I digress. With the 9, I kind of explain it. Not exactly.
Oh, you didn't have to roll for this. It's just role playing.
Oh, no, that was... Sometimes I just rolled to see which way I would lean on it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
No, me and the ambassador knew when I took the position in the Errand station that I was not looking to be stuck out on a station so far. And then he stops. He says, I was born on one of those way out there colonies, and I don't want to exactly be back on one, if that makes any sense. So she's known, or he's known. Is the ambassador he or she? That's the part I missed on Narinda.
Well, since you're going with it, I think it would probably be a she.
She? Okay, and so she'll say, so she's always known that once I was placed here, be as temporary as possible. That I would be gunning to get out of there as soon, as quickly as I could. But sometimes those are the jobs that turn out to be like 3, 4, 5 years. So I am happy you all came along. He looks at it to see if his room is right next to engineering, and if it is, he smiles. If it's not, he kind of frowns for a second. It's like, can it be closer? But quickly says, "Thank you, sir." And maybe if you don't say it, we'll ask, "Am I dismissed?" Thank you, sir. And then walk off to go back to Narinda Station and tie up loose ends.
All right. Is there anything anybody else wants to do? Because if not, I think we'll go ahead and jump to lunch.
And hypothetically, I imagine you gave me like a time frame to hurry up in like 30 minutes or an hour. Right?
Well, I'm gonna order the commander, round up some crewmen and send with him. Let's make this a one trip. Get him on the ship. We gotta leave.
All right. Anything else anybody wants to do? Because I don't think we have to worry about moving your personal effects over.
Yeah, I will say that once the ship is fixed and Ensign Michelson can just go back to doing whatever he wants to do before they have to leave, he's spends some time in the holodeck basically just designing his dream fighter.
All right.
Anybody else get disconnected from Roll20?
Yeah.
Not me.
Oh, it says I've been interrupted.
Yep, just popped up.
Yeah, I'm gonna exit the game really quick and jump back in.
Yeah.
Someone else was saying Roll20 was being weird earlier too. Well, it's a good thing we didn't need it yet.
I've done loaded back into a game where it's just me and. Oh, I guess
Oh.
it's starting to load now.
The one little thing I'll say is like when the little group of people get to my room to help me out to move stuff, it's like there's one little bag with the clothes and everything that's supposed to go in that, but the rest of the stuff in the room is like all pieces and parts of engines. And everybody's looking at me like, well, wait, are we supposed to bring that with us? And I just kind of like shrug, like, I don't know. Do we have room over there? And if one of the men is like, no, we're like, our rooms are like really teeny, I'm just kind of look like, oh, the next person who enjoys this room will enjoy all the pieces parts, and we'll walk out and leave it. And it'll be like hella stuff from like different starships and even pieces from the Renda station, all just laying across his room in there. And he just kind of waves it all goodbye as he grabs what's important. And maybe he hands just a couple of things to the guys, and they're like, "Wait, that's it?" And he's like, "Yep, that's it.
All right.
Let's go."
Anybody want to do anything else before we go? All right, so everyone's back on the ship, and you guys are ready to launch.
I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna assume that I've been informed, and I'm gonna walk out onto the bridge. Commander, let's make for the nebula. We're gonna go to the nebula where we encountered the ships before we came back. Let's set a course, and then I'm gonna sit down in my chair.
Yeah, he'd be at his station when he's notified that they're ready to leave.
Or he could still be in the holodeck.
Either or. Yeah, let me roll a d6. Even, I'm in the holodeck. Odd, I'm at the station. Huh, guess I'm at my station.
Boo! I wanted roleplay stuff.
Oh, you go ahead and put him in there.
Oh, okay, I'll be in the holodeck. Okay, fine.
Commander. Wait, before you do that, I think I would take notice that my first shift con officer's not at his post. I'm gonna complain to the commander about that and tell him to sort it out. Commander, see to it and inform him that I am not very forgiving of negligent officers. He could be Chief Petty Officer Michelson if he keeps this up.
And so Ensign Michelson is in the holodeck.
The holodeck we're supposed to be putting off.
Oh boy. Okay. So Ensign Michelson is standing there. Basically, if you take the scene from Voyager when they're designing the Delta Flyer, That's That's basically what Ensign Michelson is doing. And if you combat him, it's like he's so focused on his fighter that he doesn't even hear it. He doesn't even hear you walk into the holodeck.
So when you walk into the holodeck, you see him working on what looks to be like a modified F-14 jet fighter.
Freaking microfractures.
Ensign Michelson startles at that and just goes, "Commander!" Oh, snap. Computer, time?
What time do I want? The time
35
is
minutes late.
yeah, sure, whatever. So the time is 11:35.
Oh, crap! Dang it, must have lost track of time, Commander. He hangs his head and goes, "Yes, Commander." Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Oh, it's one of those ships. Oh,
And he literally is like, once he's told to report to the bridge ASAP, he just like bolts out in a flat out sprint.
wait, not site to site transport?
Oh no, he bolts out in a flat out sprint.
As soon as the ensign arrives, I'm gonna stand up and look at him and go, "Ensign, I'm glad you've joined us."
Sorry, sir, lost track of time.
Ensign, I take assigning my first shift con officer very seriously. You could find yourself on beta shift again if this is a habit.
It won't happen again, sir.
I sure hope it doesn't. Ensign, take your station.
Yes, sir.
Commander, you have your orders.
Yeah, so you guys are at least out of the station, probably at this
Okay.
point. You know, after getting docking clearance, moving out at thrusters, probably just cleared the
Yeah, you still
the main structure of the station.
Yes, sir.
And you guys warp to the nebula. And at this point, we'll enter scene number 2. And you guys drop out of warp at what appears to be a very, very familiar nebula. And it looks very peaceful in this part of space.
Ooh.
Commander, red alert. We are in hostile territory, so until further notice, for the remainder of this shift, we're going to be on red alert, and if we don't spot anything, we might come down to yellow. But for the Chief Petty Officer Katork,
Hi.
I want constant active scanning. I want to know if so much as a proton decides to move an inch.
Aye, aye.
All right, Chief Katork, go ahead and roll me Reason and Science or Security, difficulty 2, assisted by ship.
Reason, science, or security. Right?
Yep. Whichever is higher.
Let me just pull up the shit.
And while he's scanning, Captain, do you give any more orders?
Ensign Michelson,
Oh, damn.
Yes, sir.
let's give us a standard search pattern. Starrell,
Yes, sir.
let's there's There's no reason to power up the weapons right now, but you're on standby.
I'm always ready, Captain.
Chief, I'm gonna bank that threat, and your scanning is not showing anything.
Yeah, what's the assist from the ship?
Well, since you failed your roll, you don't. The
Ah.
ship doesn't assist.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to get at least one success, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now, question: before out of character, before the captain possibly might call for questions, while we were transporting or flying towards the nebula, I think what Kerr would want to do would be to doing research on the nebula to see how it would affect the ship based on what reports from either before or any other studies that he needs to do based off of those reports.
Right.
So other than that, that's all.
Yeah, the nebula has no visible effects on ships or its systems.
Okay, good deal. Nothing I need to worry about or okay.
Nope.
Gotcha.
Nope.
Chief, what are you seeing?
Nothing. It's pretty just standard run-the-mill nebula stuff. Lots of gases, particles, nothing out of the ordinary.
Coffee.
Captain, I'm detecting with long-range sensors a large crystalline ship moving at low warp speeds.
On an intercept course, or are they headed in another direction?
Checking.
If I could type.
Oh,
You
okay.
might be about to type into general because it shows me
Yeah.
you're typing in the general.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Did I do? Oh, shit. Okay,
Yeah, you did it in the general.
that's fine.
They're moving in the opposite direction, Captain.
What can you tell me about the ship, Commander? Does it look like a Luna? Does it look like a steam runner now? Commander?
Hold on, I'm typing.
Oh,
Yeah. Captain, it's larger than both ships, and it appears to look like it's mimicking a Klingon warship, but at this moment, it appears to also not notice our presence.
Katort, can you do a detailed scan of it?
I can try. What would there be a roll for that?
Hold on.
Captain, it is too far away to get a detailed scan. If you want a detailed scan, we would need to be closer.
Can I review my logs from last time to see what range we were able to get in of the other crystalline ships without being noticed?
Oh, you were on my page. I was thinking the same thing, but with incisive scrutiny.
So we could get to that range without being seen, or we could get to that range and at that point we would be seen.
Hold on. I think that answers that question.
Oh, okay. I just want to double check. I mean,
Yep, that's what your logs show.
okay.
Now remember, you have a whole bridge full of officers that you guys can work together for ideas and stuff.
And actually, I had an out of character question. again, working on the research and the reports of the stuff when they left, since I would have had that chance to study. My other thing is incisive scrutiny. I have the knack for finding weak spots in arguments, theories, machines, learning about things, how they respond to pressure against vulnerable points, such as that sort of thing. And so, is there a possibility that the captain would have let me go through the reports to see if maybe there was something missing or something somebody didn't notice?
Probably not at this time. It's probably not applicable.
Okay, good deal.
Commander?
So it's maybe moving maybe like on a parallel trajectory to the nebula, but it's like kind of heading away from it, like it's starting to move away from the nebula.
Commander? I do believe we can follow them at close range until we have to leave the nebula, and then we're going to have to drop back a bit.
So to get this right, so you guys are kind of warped outside the nebula. You're not in it yet, and the ship is in normal space, probably maybe a light year or two away from the nebula. Just so you guys get all the details. I think that's
And
stuff
we-
I forgot to mention.
Okay, well then.
And we need to be inside the nebula to hide ourselves.
Yeah, I
right?
thought we had warped into the nebula, so. Ensign,
Yes, Captain.
take us into the nebula.
And do we
Aye,
know
sir.
why? Do we know why the nebulas masks us from these crystalline entities?
You do not.
And would that be science type of thing or an engineering type thing? I think more science, but I just want to ask.
Right now, you don't know why the nebula masked you yet.
Okay, that's the part where I want to talk to everybody about. We need to research that. Okay, good deal.
Definitely call up and ask.
Yeah, as you guys move to the nebula, I probably would have put a call to the engineering, like that question, and what we need to start researching to figure that one out. But it's one of those where I'm waiting for the captain to feel that's part is prudent before we waste other resources, kind of thing.
Right. So just remember, you're in engineering, so you're not really privy to what's happening on the bridge yet. So, like, you probably know that you just entered the nebula, but that's pretty much it. You're not privy to the scans yet.
No, absolutely, and that's why I was asking if we knew why the nebula had anything to do it. Just know it. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Captain, what were you saying? Sorry.
Well, I ordered the ensign into the nebula, and then I was going to discuss things with the commander. So we should be in the nebula as soon as the ensign can get us there.
And I've already basically set us on a course for the nebula. I may be into the nebula, maybe half impulse.
Okay. And you guys enter at half impulse into the nebula.
Commander, I'm thinking we're gonna run a parallel course to them and staying inside the nebula, and we should be able to scan them the closer they get. Commander, do you think there's a way we can learn? Do you think there's a way we can extend this outside of the nebula? I'm wondering if it may be a function of their sensors and not a function of the nebula itself.
And Sturl overhears this, and you see him kind of perk up his ears and looks in your direction in interest. And then he looks over back down to his console, and he kind of changes one of the screens to like an overview of the nebula and starts pushing some buttons to look at research.
Okay.
Ensign,
Yes, Captain.
I want you to set an intercept course for them. I want you to stay. You can get within close range, but you're not to leave the nebula. And if they come into extreme close range, you need to back off. Understood?
Okay, so just so you understand what's going on, Captain, you guys are currently in the nebula. The ship is 2 light years from the nebula, like maybe a light year and a half from the nebula.
It's moving towards us at warp, isn't it?
No, it's moving parallel to the nebula and heading away from. Currently, that's what it's doing.
We're simply here to observe. So I think, Commander, we'll take down their position and heading, and then we might try to figure out why this nebula masks us and see if that's reproducible. Because if it is, then we can follow one of them. How long do I estimate before we'd lose contact with that ship? All right, I guess I'll ask it to work. Chief? Get to work.
We lost another one. Damn it.
I'll ask the ensign then. Ensign,
This would probably be a good one for Starrell with because he has access to sensors as well. Chief's microphone is being weird, but he's still here.
Ah, yeah, he's there.
Can you guys hear me now?
oh, there
Yep.
you are.
Huh, weird. Oh well.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go back to the original one, Chief.
Chief, how
I'm-
long till we lose contact with the ship?
There's we have 30 minutes until the ship is out of range of long range sensors.
Well, Commander, I think that Commander, take a sample of the nebula. Get with engineering, take a sample of the nebula, and have them start working on it. And then we're going to follow this ship at long range. I don't think we can let this opportunity pass.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
And
Yes, sir.
right as you're saying that, Sturl interrupts. Captain, sensors detect the same ship is changing course towards the nebula, towards us.
How long to intercept?
Calculating.
Typing and sent. Wow, was my spelling bad? Sorry.
Now it's 10 minutes until they reach the outskirts of the nebula.
Commander, just have him use the industrial. We don't have time to use the regular transporter room. We're gonna have to batten down the hatches and get ready in case there's combat. Understood?
Yes, sir. Commander, before you go, before the other ship gets here, I will have a chance still to transport some of what's out in the nebula here into engineering and still do research while we're before they get here. Yes, sir. And then I end, and that's when I'm down in engineering yelling at a few people to get a containment thing set up and a force field around it, and then way before the ship gets close to where I'm not able to lower the shields and get some of the nebula in, I go ahead and fill it up really quick. So we have that scene where you know that clear dome with the nebula appear in it. And then I let Commander know that we're done. We have what we need. So I'll let you know if we have any answers. And then start research on the sample.
Michelson's going to turn around just a little bit to the captain and go, Captain, if this is the same nebula that prevented them from seeing us before, do you want me to move deeper into it, or should I stay here?
No, Ensign, I don't know that there's any moving deeper will help us at all. We will stay where we are in the nebula for right now.
All right, Captain.
Katork,
Captain, the large crystal ship is on course near nebula. Ship is moving towards nebula at a low impulse.
And so you guys banked the momentum, and like always, there might be more information.
Chief, what are you seeing on your sensors?
Another crystalline ship, larger. It's on the course to enter the nebula. Ship is moving towards nebula at a.
Oh, it's the same ship.
Oh,
The same one you were sensing.
oh.
Okay, because we were about to freak out. We're like, a second ship.
Oh, a second ship is nothing. You got to wait till there's 12 of them.
The crystalline ship is on a course to enter the nebula. Ship's moving towards the nebula at a low impulse.
So you guys banked one momentum, and like always, there might be more information to learn.
Yeah, I'm asking the chief to continue to scan for more.
All right. Would there be a roll to scan for more?
Well, so like this is the obtained information, so you would ask questions about what.
Since you have a momentum, you spend it to ask another question.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually, since you're at the ops position, you actually get a free question for obtaining information.
You can get 2 questions.
Okay, for the free one, what should we do for that? The first, maybe I was thinking maybe what type of ship is it really? Or no, it's the same thing on one, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
Chief,
Klingon.
Chief, does it appearing as a Klingon ship? Can we see that that's going to give it greater power in a fight?
That's a good question.
So let's see here. The answer to that one is most definitely it's going to be tougher in a fight.
And then
So that's your free one.
we could also ask if we know if we can track where it came from. because that may be information we need to know.
I'll veto that one though.
And can Sturl determine based off the scans, like what scale the ship is?
It's larger than any of the ships you've fought so far.
Actually, with Katork being a Klingon who was formerly a member of the Klingon Navy, he's only Starfleet on like a officer transfer thing. Would he be able to recognize what ship class this is from the scans?
Not really, because it still has a lot of crystalline elements. It just kind of makes the shape of like a Klingon warship.
Ah,
But like you can't really tell the class because it has like like the crystal formations and everything on it. So you can't exactly tell what it is, but it looks Klingon.
all right. Okay, just double checking.
Yeah.
Commander, I think we could launch a probe with an automated message, and we might be able to semi-communicate without giving our position away. Then I'm going to Commander, have engineering prepare a probe for launch. And then I'm going to record a message that's something like, it's just going to be like a broadcast message. I don't know that we have enough information to specifically target them with this information, but it'll just like put this information out. And it'll be something like, hello, and we're from Starfleet, and we've had conflict with your species. It was unintentional. We wish to cease hostilities and like parlay or something like that. I'm going to make a recording of that and have him put it in the probe.
Yes, Commander. And what I am going to do is as quick as possible, hopefully daring engineering, but that's just hopes, is I want to get this done as quickly and sent out as possible with hopefully the idea is when I get the probe out that it also doesn't have like where they could track where the probe came from. I want to mask that so that it just, once it's out there, they can't like tell where did it come from, where, and track it back to us kind of thing. That is my goal.
Commander, have them launch it as soon as it's ready.
I got something in the works here, so hang on, give me a second. Captain, the ship seems to be moving towards Wakes and the nebula made from is it our engines or their or
Yes, yours.
okay, from our engines.
Ensign, we're going to go to silent running. I want you to shut the engines off, and we'll float until we need them.
Yes, sir. Going to thrusters only.
Commander, is the probe ready?
All right, so Commander, you wanted to try to mask the probe.
Yes, I wanted, like I said, to send it out as quickly as possible, but I want to mask it so that they can't figure out where it came from.
Okay, so it's going to be probably Control Engineering difficulty 2.
Control engineer 2, metallurgy no, biometric circuitry no, transfer replication no, warp fixed dynamics. Warfield dynamics. Can I add that as a focus since I don't want them to track it?
No, because the probe's probably not going to be moving at warp.
True. Okay, good deal. All right, so then no focus to help. So just the roll. I think it's complication 2, dice roll 2. There we go. Two successes, so I made it. Good.
Who
And
dropped?
then I will
The ensign.
inform the bridge. Probe sent.
All right, the probe is launched, and you are receiving telemetry from the probe that it is transmitting the message. However, there is no response to the message.
I think at this moment,
yes, Darrell, just roll for the ship's sensors and security to see if you bank any momentum.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't bank any. And I think also, other than the probe, is I'm trying to figure out what this the stuff inside the nebula is quick, so that if it benefits us, I can let the bridge know as soon as possible.
As far as you can tell, it's just a normal nebula. You know, it's a normal nebula for its class. I didn't give you a class, but there's nothing unusual about the nebula.
Okay, so now this is just Jamie. This is just Jamie now clarifying. So my understanding is that I don't need to make any roll to figure out what is in the nebula that's masking us from being sent by them. That your answer is there's nothing.
My answer is, as you look to try to determine what's different about the nebula that might mask your signal, the answer to you looking at the nebula gas is it is a normal nebula.
Okay.
I had to re-roll because I accidentally hit science.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I got you guys at 4 momentum now.
All right. And I will inform Bridge that at this point in time, research on the nebula shows no reason why the nebula should be masking us from them at this time. There could be something that I have not found yet, but at this time, things are normal. It's just a normal class, whatever nebula. I will test that theory. And so what do I need to do to test that theory? Or answer that question?
I think for sake of this could take a while if you do this, there's not really a way that you can see to reproduce the conditions of an atmosphere that the ship can make outside of it.
All right, and so I'll say
for plot, for the story, that's the answer.
Yeah, I'll say Captain, not at this time. And I think Lieutenant Commander Kerr's answer would be, we would need to be able to sustain a not just a warp field, but some other type of shield bubble around us that keeps the atmosphere around us. But then that would be a perfectly cylindrical bubble of atmosphere moving around, which would probably give us away more than just those type of answers. Yeah, it's just at this time, no. Yeah, at this time we don't have enough information, I guess.
Suggestions, Commander?
Ooh, now is that something I
Sure,
can work on?
Commander, have engineering work on why they might be able to track us. Can't imagine crystals come built with sensors.
Frequencies, sound, yeah, who knows?
So just so you guys on the bridge are aware, like the most person that's going to be doing the most sciencey stuff is probably your ops officer. So you don't have to keep calling down to engineering to have them do a science thing. It could be analyzed from ops.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Commander, you can just relay it to ops instead of engineering.
Aye. Would there be a role for that?
Hold on. Because the engineer already did it.
Is this one of those? Now, this is just Jamie being funny, asking a question. So, is this one of those bridges where the commander is sitting there, the captain's sitting there, they're both there, they have all the people in front of them, and the captain could definitely talk to anybody, but he literally tells the commander, tell ops who's sitting right in front of him. Is that,
That is actually an intentional thing.
no, good. Yeah, I love it. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Because the ops person is like sitting there, and it gives the ops person a chance to start getting ready for the commander because he's already you. So that's kind of cool. He can be on his game.
Now, by all means, Chief, technobabble the shit out of that.
Oh boy, hold on. Give me 1 second.
I'm back.
He's got a thing for that.
Hey, our medical officer's here.
Lieutenant Kai, did you ever get your mic fixed or get a new one or whatever?
Doesn't look like it.
I think a new one because we tested
Sim-
it yesterday.
Symbol is broken on.
Oh, maybe different person. Okay.
Yeah, the medical officer.
All right.
Yep, I'll be right back.
Yeah, in the chat it shows you don't have a mic, or maybe it's muted, possibly in your settings.
Yeah, it might be muted.
There you go.
Now the question, can we hear him?
It's keying up, but I'm not hearing anything.
Hello?
Hello.
Yep, we hear you.
Hello?
Ooh, hot mic.
Oh,
She needs to set up the push to talk.
can the medical officer say something again?
I think. I don't know if she can hear us now, but
I can hear you.
Yeah, you have your mic's volume way too loud. So if you have like a setting to turn down the mic, I think that
My
would.
mic is already at minus 100.
try putting it further away from your face, maybe.
Go with push to talk.
Work either.
That's a lot better. A lot better.
All right. If we reroute power through the deuterium flow regulator, through the deuterium flow regulators into the neodymium thrust assembly, and then amplify the tectonic flow matrix, we may be able to what's the word? Hide our rate somewhat.
And that is excellent technobabble, Chief.
I was about to ask him if the captain did not know his ship had those parts.
Well,
Chief?
they were brought with the chief engineer from his bedroom.
Aye, sir.
Can you make that happen, or can you radio that to engineering?
It can be done either way. It's just
If you can do it, make it so, Commander.
This one will probably
Aye,
have to be
Chief.
sent down to engineering, though.
Okay. Well, correction.
Yeah, or engineering. So okay. So the reason why I'm saying engineering, so I should probably do this. So in the next part, you guys are going to have a series of tasks to complete in order to, try to get the scan of the ship. So for each thing that is for each task, it's going to tie up the person doing it. So to regulate for example, to regulate the power outflow of the impulse engines or thrusters to mask the wake, they're going to have to maintain that task throughout the duration. So if the con officer is doing that, they won't be able to move the ship, if that makes sense.
Oh, then that's probably engineering then, so that you can move the ship when you need to.
Right.
I'll send it down. I'll send it down to engineering.
So in this next part, anybody can assist with anything, but if they do the task or assist in the task, they're going to be stuck doing that. So you guys definitely got to use your resources wisely in this next part.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what am I doing for engineering?
All right, so it's going to be probably reason or control and engineering. Difficulty 2, basically the same role you did for the probe, to mask the wake.
Let's see, and then how many momentum was still out there on the table?
We got 4.
4. Okay, so I will use 1 for an extra die.
Oh, and I guess this could probably be assisted by the ship's. I guess that would be engines and engineering. Does that sound right? Ship sheet. Yes, it could be assisted by the engines and engineering.
And who's doing the ship sheet?
I got it.
Good deal. Just wondering. All right, so here's mine. Like I said, I use 1 momentum for 3 dice. You said difficulty of 2, reason, engineering. There's 3.
And then we just
So
need
1
the
momentum back.
then we just
so
need
far.
the ship's roll.
Yep, so we're back to 4 momentum.
And it'll be ship's engines and engineering.
Nope, still 4. Okay, so just the.
All right, cool.
But now that makes me busy.
All right, so as you guys are moving through the nebula, the lieutenant commander is able to make adjustments to the power going into the impulse drives, or whatever the hell the chief just said to do. And as the ship is moving, you notice that the other ship stops following your wake. Like they get to the end of it, and then they seem to have trouble locating you again.
I've masked the Bussard collector's output in the nacelles correctly. We may proceed, Captain. Or Commander, whoever's talking to me on comms. Oh, okay. Bridge. There you go.
Ensign Michelson,
Yes, Captain.
let's let's follow them at a distance so we can start scanning.
Aye, sir.
I still want to know what's masking us from. Yeah, I still got to figure that one out, but I don't have time right now.
Okay, so for the con officer to make the task to move within scanning range of the ship, and to basically move without disturbing the nebula, it's going to be control or daring, and con difficulty 3, assisted by the ship. Probably their engines and con.
All right, and I'm gonna burn a momentum to get a third die. And here goes. Ooh.
Assisted by what?
The ship's engines and con.
Can I assist him with like I'm leading him through it?
Yeah. I'll allow you to have the assist.
Can I use my focus of leading by example?
Probably not leading by example, but you could use your presence and command for this.
I did take advisor. Yeah, Ensign.
Okay, so Ensign can go ahead and roll 1d20. Probably just use the task roll on the character sheet. That works too. You didn't have a focus, did you?
Yes, I have helm operations. That's 2 successes.
Perfect. Okay. Yep. And the ship gets a success. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you guys bank 2 momentum out of that. And with the captain helping the comm officer to navigate through the gases, you guys are able to pull into what you feel is a safe distance from the ship. And you are definitely within close scanning range.
Can Sturl try to remodulate the shields without getting detected?
Do we need that?
Just in case.
I don't know that we want to use up a thing for that because that might lock you up.
Yeah, but I mean, I can go last or something.
Let's hold that. Let's hold off on that one. Chief, can you scan them?
I can. I will be the one for the scan.
All right. So you feel the chief you feel that you could attempt to scan the ship now, but it's going to be more difficult unless you are able to adjust for the high power output of the energy fluctuations in the crystal. If you don't adjust for that, you're going to have a harder time scanning the ship.
I pretty much relay that information, repeat that to the captain. Basically,
Does ops and tactical have equal use of the sensors? I.e., they won't. Neither of them would be penalized for using sensors.
Correct.
Chief Starrell,
Yes, Captain.
can you correct for the interference we're getting?
I
I'm
will
thinking
tell-
Starrell would be better to use here, and then we can use the chief for the actual scan, unless y'all think differently.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
All right, so this one is going to be reason or control using your science or security difficulty 4.
Commander, you better assist him.
Since Stroll is already kind of researching the area, can he use his quick study focus?
You know what? I will allow it because you guys were kind of have been fighting these guys for a while. So, yes.
And then I'd like to buy.
You can buy
One.
2.
I was gonna buy 1, but 2. You guys don't care if I buy 2?
I feel like the worst thing that could happen is, I mean, we'll probably get some of the momentum back if you overshoot, but I don't want to miss.
Yeah. So, wait, what exactly am I scanning for?
You're
So you're just trying to adjust the sensors to break through the interference from the energy fluctuations from the crystal, so that you could get a clear scan.
Okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, I'll buy 2 dice, so that's 3 momentum, and then the commander will assist.
Correct.
What's the ship's roll? Or is it-
Ship would not roll. All right. So you did the best you can to try to clean up the interference, and you guys think you are ready to try the task.
Captain, I believe we are ready.
Chief, let's scan them.
All right.
All right, so it is going to be reason or insight plus your science or security. This will be difficulty 3, assisted by the ship.
And what is the ship's roll?
Science and sensors.
And then we can reduce the difficulty because we have
Ye-
advanced sensors?
Correct. So this will be difficulty 2. So you guys already hit it. It's just to see if you bank momentum, and you do not.
So we should still have 1.
I got you
Still
guys
have
at
2.
Yeah, I got you guys at 2. Who scanned that? Bam.
No, this is a lot of information. I can't. We need time to organize it and go through it, but it's of very little use at the moment. I mean that in a way that we need to go through it more because there is a lot of information here.
You could tell them some of the stuff on it so they don't feel like it's
Can I-
worthless.
Yeah.
Now that he said that, can I walk
Yeah.
over to the console and look over his shoulder?
Yeah, here I'll send you that too.
Yeah, we've got to the rest of the bridge officers. We've got detailed scans on their weapons, power systems, and the crystal itself. But there's too much of it to go over right now.
Commander, I believe or Chief, I believe we have what we've come for. Commander, let's stop. They haven't sensed us or anything yet, have they? They have no idea we're here. Or did they?
As far as you can tell, that is the case.
And no offense, but do we have a spot on the map where everybody can see the momentum?
It's on your character sheet.
But we all
Yeah.
use it, so that's why.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of log it as you're going.
Yeah, as it's used or as you gain, I'll tell you guys how much you have, and then you just change your sheet accordingly. So right now, you guys have 2.
I don't know. I think what I'm saying to you guys is that's just like there's too much involved in making sure everybody's the same. When if it's on the screen, we all can see the same. Just a hint for later.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's been working fine so far.
Yeah, it just unless I pay attention to look at it or go. Yeah,
You
it's
can
just-
all. I mean, you can ask any of us. I mean, we'll all be able to point each other towards the right number.
Yeah. And I keep track of it too with chips. So, I mean, there's been times where I told you guys had more momentum than you thought you did. So it happens. Yeah, continuing on.
Tellarite will digress.
Chief,
Aye.
take this. Package up this data and take it to. Do we have any any science labs or like specialized? We don't have specialized facilities for like
Oh.
stuff, do we?
I'd imagine that most Federation ships have a science lab. No, well, probably a small one on this type of ship, but
You probably don't have a dedicated one because you are more geared for tactical.
Yeah, this class ship was designed to fight the Borg, if I recall. The steam runners. But during the same time, right? Interesting.
Commander, I wanna have the chief and Starrell and the chief engineer. I want them to pour over the data we've got.
I
And
can't. I'm busy right now.
Is that
Just remember, he's given us tasks. So no, I'm not. I can't be.
Oh, you guys got the scan, so you guys are good.
you're
Or
available?
past the wake. Okay, I think I'm really confused because
No, the
I
goal
was
was to
told-
scan them.
No. Before that, the goal was for me keep the wake so that they couldn't keep us, and so I have to keep that going. Just because your guys' scan doesn't change that. That's why I think I'm lost. I'm busy keeping them from seeing our wake.
Yeah, I get what he's saying. So as you guys are in the nebula to stay hidden, he has to stay at his post.
Thank you.
Okay, then, Commander, take Starrell and the chief and see what you can work out about the data. Ensign, continue following them for now.
Aye, Captain.
aye.
Stroll gets up and assigns one of his security personnel. Either
Well, I'll follow you down there with the science officer, but the captain will be on the bridge.
Yeah, so who's still at bridge positions?
The captain's in the chair.
And Michelson's at the con.
Okay.
Stroll assigned security officer number 2 for the
Okay.
tactical.
And did the chief go with them, or is the chief still on the bridge?
I went with them.
Okay. So, so you guys exit the bridge, and I'll send this to you anyway, Sorrel, but this is going to be to your science guy. Or not your science guy, to your security guy.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay, so sensors detect a large crystal fleet moving at low warp outside the nebula, Captain.
Are they moving to intercept?
Checking.
Go ahead and roll me reason and security difficulty 1. Assisted by ship sensors.
So difficulty 0.
Yep. And then you would use the whoever security sheet. Okay, so you guys bank a momentum.
What are we at right now? So that I understand.
3.
I guess I would like the determination on the sheet if they were all connected so that when you change one, they change all, then it makes sense. But since they all are different, that's why I think I'm weirded out by it.
Yeah, that would be awesome if it was done that way.
Captain, the fleet is moving towards Naranda Station. I'm going to reach Naranda in about 2 days at current velocities.
Oh, over the intercoms. Yes, I missed that bullet.
Stow that, Commander.
Yes, sir.
Out the airlock.
I'm going to tap my comm badge. Commander Prax. We've been interrupted. I'm going to need y'all to return to the bridge. We're going to have to make for Narendra.
Would it be possible to help assist on the data when we're like at warp on the way to the station from the bridge?
I don't know how long we're going to be in warp to answer that. Because I'm going to order, unless like someone tells me why I shouldn't, I'm going to order like maximum, like put a little strain on the engine's warp.
So you want to go like warp 9.5?
I don't know the stats for the steam runner, but
As much juice as you could give the ship is what he's saying. As much as you could put in there.
Alrighty.
99999.
I don't know that the steam runner can do that either.
I threw some pictures of the stats. It's in the chat, the engine chat somewhere.
Well, I guess the question of the GM is, knowing that I'm gonna ask for warp 9.95, will anybody have any time to look at anything
No.
before we reach Narendra?
The answer to that is no.
Then
They might have enough time to kind of like organize the data, but not to do any in-depth stuff.
I'm just gonna leave the standing order for them to come back to the bridge.
Huh, it doesn't give a number in there.
Warp
Ensign.
9.6.
Ensign,
Was it in there?
No, that's off Google.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, because yeah, I was reading this thing and I'm not seeing it. So good deal.
Yes, Captain.
I want you to plot a course for Narendra, maximum warp, and once you have it calculated, engage.
Yes, Captain.
All right, so as you guys maneuver out of the nebula, and just as you're about getting ready to go to warp, the crystal ship that you were tracking inside the nebula bust out through the nebula behind your ship. And this crystal ship looks even larger and even more menacing than it was before it entered. And the ship locks onto your ship.
Is Starrell back to his position?
Well, you guys get the first turn, so
I mean, I've ordered him back up. I'm just,
yeah, everybody's back because you guys were moving. But you guys have the first roll.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Starrell,
Yes, Captain.
quantum torpedoes. Full spread.
Aye, Captain. How many momentum did you say we have?
3.
Okay, I'm gonna use 1.
Yeah, this is difficulty 3.
See page 130. There it is.
Oh, that was science.
That was reason and science.
Yeah, that was way wrong.
All right, try it again. And then the ship gets a weapons and
Security.
yep.
Someone got it?
All right, so you guys bank 1. I will bank the threat. Good roll torpedo damage. All right, so as you launch the torpedo, it impacts on the ship, and the ship does not look like it was even phased.
Captain, I suggest we either keep firing or run or both.
GTFO.
Or ramming speed.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a great moment on your ship, guys.
So, does the turn pass?
No, he spent 1, didn't he?
Yeah, you got 2 left.
Yeah. Didn't he
Ensign
get 1 back?
Michelson-
We've got 3 still.
Ensign Michelson, why don't you buy
yeah.
a turn
I was
and
thinking
then
spin 2
get us out of here?
and then just hit the warp button.
Yeah, let's do it.
And you guys warp out of the system.
At warp 9.6, and I am begging engineering, I need more speed.
Gotta go fast.
Didn't choose that talent of a little bit more power, but I act like I'm pressing the button.
And I think this is actually a very good place to say this is the end of Fool's Errand, and next week is the fleet action.
Oh boy.
Ah, so we're fighting giant crystals then.
So what did you guys think? I know this one was kind of short, and I was a little worried about length, but I actually think it worked well. I think it actually finished at a good time.
This is fun. I like this
Yeah.
system.
Yeah, it was had a lot more humor in it. Especially Ensign Michelson losing himself in his designs.
That's what I was like. I was kind of hoping you would say you were still on the holodeck.
Never left the holodeck. It's locked. There's a big bar across. No entry.
Oh, see, I'm not entirely sure that you want to be working him against him, though, because he's going to need your help, Chief. He's going to need your help building it.
Well, technically, I could build it myself. I have a very decent control, a very good control, very good daring, decent reason, and a 3 engineering.
Well, the commander's going to have control of the industrial replicators, though, so.
Yeah.
You can just make bits and pieces of it in a standard replicator. It'll only take a few years.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened.
I mean, I brought a few pieces from my room in the new station that you could use. I mean, I don't know if they're worthy.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lieutenant Kai, you came like right at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Commander Kerr, do you have a list of everything that you brought? Like, quote unquote? Like, quote unquote, you have a manifest?
You know, we could kind of build one, but I would say whatever was in the room, I only took like 1/8 of it because we were all in a hurry and Okay, grab that, and that, and we left everything in Narinda stage. However, we are headed back to the station, so if they haven't cleaned out my room in the last day or two, it still could all be there.
Let me ask you, you didn't happen to grab any
Oh, shoot.
independent phaser power systems, did you?
Sure. There's one. It's a small one.
It just has to be big enough to power, what, like 2 phaser cannons?
Oh no, I don't think that would like be something that would fit in my room, like as a table display. I don't.
Oh no! And before I forget, let's go ahead and knock out reputation before I forget.
Okay.
Captain, I do not think you are going to get any rolls this week because you forgot the mission parameters.
Yeah, it's just one all around because there was nothing special. I don't even know if one all around is okay because like no one really achieved anything. I guess. Just
I
done
got the data.
job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you guys worked together
job.
to get the data, and that's what the mission was about. So yeah, so if the captain gives one all around, all I need you guys to do is to roll the just roll 1d20.
Is it 1d20 each?
Yeah.
Yep. And so depending on, and then if you gain or lose will depend on what your current reputation is.
I'm guessing I don't get anything because of this, damn
Me either.
Nope.
it. Well, that's the end of the reputation stuff. I should probably be calling this a day. See?
Not even sure why.
Storell is a maybe. Depends what your current reputation is.
He's at 15, so I don't think he is.
Okay. Lieutenant Kai will go up by 1.
What's the rule exactly?
So I just basically alternated how the reputation works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever your current reputation is, subtract that by 20, and that's what you need or less. So if you have a 15, you need a 5 or less to move up. Because otherwise you would have needed like a 15 or less, and then you would have ran away with reputation. I think this works better. Was that everybody?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
believe so.
that looks like everybody. Cool.
Yeah, there's 7 of us. I think not including the GM. There's 7 of us.
Yep, cool. So is there anything you guys